Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Hi everybody, we're going to make a late night pasta dinner. Chris and I love pasta, so we have it, I don't know, at least once a week, sometimes twice. And if I have time on Sunday, I will make my own red sauce. And how I do that is I get 2 large cans, one of puree of tomatoes and one of diced tomatoes. I start out with that. I put like a spoon of brown sugar, and I know that sounds crazy, but the brown sugar cuts the acidity and it really does make it taste a lot better. I also put in there 1 large yellow pepper, 1 large green pepper, 1 large Maui onion, and lots of garlic. Chris and I love garlic though, so we go a little crazy with the garlic. I'd say we put at least like 6 or 7 cloves in there. And just cook it down until it looks like this. And I swear the whole time I'm tasting it to put salt and pepper in it, I'm just eating way too much. It's more than a taste. It's like, I'm gonna get a little bowl of it, like this size, and eat it all along the way. So anyways, we have that, and I keep it in a glass container, covered glass container, all through the week, and you can use that all through the week for different dishes. And so this one is going to be buttered penne pasta, which I made on Sunday as well. Shiitake mushrooms, and I'm using these instead of meat. You could also substitute meat, but I try to not always use meat in all of our dishes, even though we love meat. This is what the shiitakes look like, and when you pick them out, make sure that they smell good. They shouldn't smell slimy at all. They should barely, that's how you know when they're bad.
Babe,
yeah.
How does slimy smell?
You'll know. It should smell like, smell this, it should smell like that. Very clean, not dirt. It shouldn't smell like dirt. Kind of smells like dirt, I'd say, when they're starting to go bad. And see how it's real dry and smooth?
Well,
this is very beautiful.
We can't necessarily see that it's dry or smooth, but
can't tell?
We'll believe you.
It's really nice. Anyways, these almost taste like, feel like meat in your mouth. They don't taste like it. Chris doesn't agree with me on that. But I think it feels like very thick in your mouth like meat does. So it's a nice substitute, a lot less calories, and you get your vegetarian meal in for the week, if you're not a vegetarian. A couple of spoons of chopped up parsley. That's just for the last little bit of freshness kick at the end. A couple of spoons of capers. Chris loves capers. He really likes olives, and I don't really particularly like olives. This is a good in-between. I can eat the capers when I don't really like olives that much. And a half to a quarter, well, I'd say a half to a quarter, probably more of a quarter cup of heavy cream. A couple of spoons of olive oil, and I'm gonna cook down the mushrooms. So first let's heat up the oil here. I actually only put 1 spoon of olive oil in here because I'm gonna try to keep down the fat since I'm going to be putting so much cream in it. What this is going to make is a nice, rich, creamy pink sauce. And I love pink sauces because you get all the flavor and the fat feel in your mouth of the cream sauce, like an Alfredo, but it's not so thick and fatty that you can't eat the whole dish, because I can't like eat straight Alfredo. Chris likes Alfredo too, but not really into the red sauces. So again, this is a good compromise. Pink sauce. One tip on the pasta, I will say, the most important thing about pasta is when you cook it, you need to season it before you put any sauce on it. So the pasta must taste good just plain by itself. If you taste it and it doesn't need salt or pepper, then you're ready to rock and roll. So when you look at this, you can see the little pepper grounds in it. That's because as soon as, while it was still hot, I drained it, I put salt on it, and freshly ground pepper, and 1 pat of butter. And it makes all the difference. And of course, al dente. So just a little bit on the chewy side. I'm going to put my mushrooms in. And I'm going to season in layers, so I'm going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of freshly ground pepper, It sounds like a lot, but really it's not that much with these grinders. And I'm going to let that cook. And just stir them up a little bit in the oil. And just let them cook down a bit. Because the mushrooms are watery. They will soak up. They're like little sponges. They'll soak up the oil, so try to coat them as much as you can and then just let them sit there. So Chris, do you like the pink sauces when I make the pink sauce? You're not talking? Why? You're being the camera head? Okay. I like the penne for this because I think that the little holes in the middle soak up the sauce better, so it tastes a lot better with penne. Or I guess any pasta with a hole would be good. And you can toss it. Another thing is you have to warm up the cream a little bit. Not until it's bubbly, but just a little bit so that it's not cold. Otherwise, when you pour it in with the red sauce, it will separate. We're waiting for the mushrooms to cook. I'm sorry. I should have put the mushrooms on first and let them cook before I told you about the sauce. What is ticks? They're thinking about your clocks upstairs. Cold cream? No, cold cream won't work. Has to be warmed up just a little. So what's your guys' favorite pasta dish? And I see the chat room here. Alfredo. I love Alfredo, but it's usually like so rich for me by the end. Manicotti. All pasta's my friend, Lynn says. Macaroni and cheese. I love macaroni and cheese. Chris has a story about macaroni and cheese. When he was little, it used to be his favorite food. His mom said this, told me. But his favorite type was macaroni and cheese from the box. So someone made it homemade, and when he ate it, he hated it. And from now on, he will not eat macaroni and cheese. Can you believe that? I love macaroni and cheese. Let me stir my mushrooms. Ooh, Brian says he's gonna email his recipe for macaroni and cheese. Do you guys, when you make your macaroni and cheese, do you put sour cream in it? Some people swear by that. It has to have sour cream. Our family, I'll tell you what our secret recipe is. And you probably will laugh, but it's really good. You have to try it. Instead of regular salt, Lowry's seasoning salt. Use this, and it is so yummy. I swear, your macaroni and cheese will have just a little bit of different flavor, and it will be so good. You have to try it. Don't tell anybody you're going to do it. Put it in the macaroni and cheese and see if they say, oh, this macaroni and cheese tastes better. What is that? I love it. Okay, let me check my mushrooms. Let's smell them. I just love these shiitakes. You know, I just started using these actually. I would always get the button mushrooms because that's what my mom always cooked with. And then I started getting the creminis because they tasted a little bit different when I had them in a dish at a restaurant. And then Chris would always order portobello sandwiches where they have those huge cat portobellos instead of a burger or a piece of chicken. And so I got those and started cooking with them. And now I went crazy with the mushrooms. And these are my new favorites, the shiitakes. They have a mellower flavor, and I think that they taste just like meat in my mouth, actually. Who cooks at midnight, Harvey? That would be us. In case you didn't know, Chris and I are on this whole other different time frame. We don't go to bed until like 4 o'clock in the morning, so we don't end up getting up till late. And then our whole day is, we're night owls. it's a completely different schedule. So this would be dinner for us. And if not, we can just save this for tomorrow and eat it for lunch. We're not really big breakfast people. We don't really eat breakfast that much. We have coffee to get us going. But breakfast, not so much. Sometimes toast, cereal. Chris likes cereal in the morning, or oatmeal. We call it goat meal. I call it goat meal. Okay, my mushrooms are looking happy in here. Now I'm gonna pour my red sauce. Woo! Turn that down a little bit. This is why I use this pot. I'm gonna put my pasta in. This is really good. Now all this stuff is starting to marry together a little bit. I'm going to put my cream in. So that was a ½ pound of pasta, by the way. I don't know if I told that. ½ pound. Cooked penne with 1 spoon of butter, lots of black pepper. My capers go in. And with a little bit of green parsley. And that's it. If you want to put cheese on top, you can, but with the cream, I don't really think it needs it. And that's what it looks like. Pink pasta. You can see the capers in it, the chunks of tomato, big pieces of shiitake. Now I'm going to try it. I want to bite with shiitake. Ooh, a caper. Ooh, and there's a nice chunk of yellow bell pepper. I think it's a little hot. It smells so good. That's right on the money. You have to try this one, babe. You gotta try it. And you're right, it's the capers. I never really ate capers. Chris loves olives, so he got me into the capers. It's really good. And that parsley at the end is a nice fresh punch. Want to try a bite?